Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Legion Alpha and the Blood DK, our second tanking spec that we're going to be covering. The links are up above if you want to skip straight to the artifact quest chain or straight to the class hall. This is the third and final of the DKs. We've got all of them in this build of Legion Alpha, not so much for the other classes. So pretty cool. I'm hoping this doesn't work out like the Warrior one, which was just poor in all respects for tanking. And basically we were a lame DPS duck. Now, you might be questioning, where the fuck are all your spells, Preacher? This is it! Look at all these bindings that go unused. Loads and loads of them go unused. It's just, it's crazy how few spells the Death Knight has. No Icebound Fortitude. What? I know, right? It's gone. It's gone, replaced with different styles of play. The Blood DK has been overhauled lots and lots. Basically, it was designed around a very strange form of active mitigation, which worked really well, in my opinion. But Blizzard doesn't seem to see it that way. They want it to be more precursive rather than reactive. So this is what we've got. So I'm going to go a very quick look at the overall changes, and then we're going to get into it. I haven't played with it yet. Don't know exactly how it feels. I'm just guessing. And we'll get into deeper looks when I'm actually doing some dungeons and stuff, which we'll be hopefully doing later this week as we now come to the end of the available artifact chains with the current Legion Alpha build. So our new spells. Bloodstrike makes its return. Hello! Where's Heartstrike, Blizz? Give Heartstrike back. Heartstrike was so much better. So now this actually contains your Plague, okay? So we only have Blood Plague as a Blood DK, and we have two ways of applying it. One is via Bloodstrike, and the other is via Death's Caress, where you literally stroke the tender nuts of the enemy, infecting them with the disease. It is definitely an STD. So we have these two ways of doing it. So obviously Death's Caress is at range, 30-yard range, so you can do that as you're running in. We have Marrow Rend, which costs 2 runes. Remember, we don't have different classes of runes now. We have 2 runes cost of Marrow Rend. Now, this just deals damage, but it generates you charges of Bone Shield. Yeah, Bone Shield isn't a separate cooldown now. You just generate them via Marrow Rend. So when you hit the target with this, you'll get some charges of Marrow Rend. So you might be wondering, well, that's 2 runes on those, and that's 1 rune on Bloodstrike. Where the hell is Deathstrike? It's there, and now Deathstrike costs Runic Power. Okay, so this is now our Runic Power spender. Interesting. So no Rune Strike, no Death Coil, anything like that. Now we have Death Strike on the Runic Power cane. 1 second. Sorry about that. I have a very nasty cough. So we have Death Strike there on the Runic Power. So what we'll be doing is, now the choice here, from what I can tell from the tooltips, is that you generate more Runic Power by doing Blood Strike, okay? But Blood Strike won't give you Bone Shield charges. So what we'll be looking to do is either pick and choose. What do we want? Do we want Bone Shield charges? Or do we want a Death Strike shield? And then picking and choosing between. Because Marrow Rend, although it costs 2 runes, it's twice as expensive as Bloodstrike. It doesn't appear to generate runic power at all, or maybe it generates just very little. Whereas Heartstrike, or Bloodstrike, which does not give us Bone Shield charges, generates extra runic, which we can then convert into Deathstrike. So that seems to be the idea there. Okay. Other than that, we still have Mind Freeze, we can still interrupt. We still have Dancing Rune Weapon, which still does the same stuff. And we have Vampiric Blood, which is still there. So it increases your health and it increases all healing, all that kind of good stuff. You get 50% parry from your Dancing Rune Weapon. And we still have Death and Decay, and of course we still have Blood Boil. Well, you were very worried when we saw the preview that Blood Boil had been removed, because Death and Decay would be our only AoE, realistically. What they have introduced is a new system of when you sort of Blood Strike things that are inside of your Death and Decay, you will be cleaving them. Okay, or is it Marrow Rend? No, it's Marrow Rend. When they're inside of your Death and Decay, it will do that. So you can see here, it's actually both. While you remain within the target area, your Scourge Strike or Blood Strike will hit all nearby enemies. So it's the Blood Strike ability. So once you have them tanked inside your Death and Decay, when you hit Blood Strike, you'll be naturally cleaving. Okay, that's the idea that's going along there. So let's look at the talents I've picked for this. I picked Bloodworms because I haven't seen them in such a long time. I would probably roll Rune Tap ordinarily, but we're just going to go with Bloodworms for this. I can't imagine we'll need Rune Tap specifically. It's more of a thinking man's ability for big bosses. For the next ones, I picked Ossuary. Standing in your Death and Decay also... I knew I'd read it somewhere. I was confusing myself. It's because I picked up the talent. Standing in Death and Decay also causes Marrow Rend to hit multiple targets. If Marrow Rend hits at least 2 targets, an additional Bone Shield charge has a chance to be generated. So that's why I was confusing myself. Rapid Decomposition, I didn't choose. Your Death and Decay or Defile deals 25% more damage to targets affected by Blood Plague. You gain 50% increased healing from your Blood Plague and standing your Death and Decay. Nice passive there. Nothing mega. Consume Vitality is an ability that restores health again. You can see the focus. I didn't pick Runic Longevity anymore. I've decided this talent is dog shit. You gain a 7th rune, which makes no difference at all. It's because it's only at the start of a fight, really. that you could even benefit from it. So, and the 10% is just not enough to make it worthwhile. I'm not happy with this ability at all. So I went with Runic Empowerment, see what that does, and maybe we'll switch over to Runic Corruption if it feels slow. Blood DKs traditionally have always felt kind of slow for a long time for me, so we'll see how that plays out. Went with Spellraker, because I don't think anything here matters. Death Pact, just in case we nearly get fucked. Gorfeed's Grass for gathering mobs. And, of course, we picked Bone Storm. I hope this gets a new icon. I know it seems like such a trivial thing, but it must do, right? Because this just looks like Bone Shield. And we don't want that to happen. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, that is how it's going to play, hopefully. Let's go and see what goes on. Let us begin our journey. Now, but the DKs don't have a big starting control like the Warriors do. So, I think we can be a tank from the start. If not, I'll cut if we end up doing something silly.
I will listen for now.
Yes, let's pick our... This should be pick our weapon. Yeah, pick our weapon.
We will have
So, more of the damned it is. Begin.
You need something tomorrow.
The dead and the damned. A powerful mind again touches your thoughts. Gorelix the Flesh Ripper is a monstrous demon. The butcher of 1,000 worlds. He has exterminated countless races with his axe. The Maw of the Damned. A group of Ebon Blade was dispatched to slay him, but they have gone missing. You will succeed where they failed. Will not be alone in this. I have sent Baron Silva ahead to assist you. Go, obtain the Maw of the Damned, and ensure that Gorelix is no more. Will do, boss! If Brovar says it is so, then it will be so. And off we go, on one of the coolest mounts in the game, easily. I love the skeletal frostworms, it's so good. Oh, can't wait to get out to the world. I'm almost at the point now where I can actually go leveling. I wanted to cover all the artifact stuff, so I haven't even touched the world zones. So I'm really excited to get in there. Probably going to make the one video as well. The long-form videos have really paid off for us, and the supporters of the Patreon have really made that possible without me having to sort of obnoxiously break it up into parts and release them day by day just to try and get adverts in front of you. So big thanks to those guys. And if you're not supporting us there, cool. Thank you to those guys as well, because they're making that possible. I'm a dwarf, by the way. Stoneform hype. So we'll see some new animations, hopefully. I'll be zooming a little bit in so we can see. I'm going to play like almost first person just for animation's sake. Enter the Legion portal. Wow, this place looks creepy. With the rain and stuff. It's so nice. Who are you? Rantuko Grimtouch. We got this side of the portal secured. That armor looks so beast on you, by the way. That looks so fucking good. It looks like something from Silent Hill, actually. Here we go. So it looks like it's going to be in a very Legion-esque area. Search for Baron Silva. And straight in with some mobs. Foolish mortal, you walked right into my trap. Ah, no you didn't. You walked into mine. Okay, so let's Marrowrend. Ah, okay. What does this stack to? Oh, I can't cast anymore. Okay. So I've got 5 stacks, 8 stacks, 10 stacks. Can we get another one off? It doesn't appear to be using any of my stacks. Alright, so it caps out at 10 stacks. Interesting. So now... 9 stacks. Okay, so he's using them when he actually does hit me. So now what I'm doing is using more Blood Strikes to get more Runic. Because I already have, like, full stacks of Bone Shield. God, this is slow already. Holy crap. Ah, Blood DKs. Come on, give me something to press. Just die. Give me Soul Reaper. Oh, look how fat my Bloodworm is, though. You chunky monkey. You are a chunky little monkey. Ah, yeah, baby. The Lich King said my partner is one of the stronger knights alive. I assume he was speaking of you. Yeah, that's right. I'll be relying on you to get us through this in one piece. Let's get going. There are a couple of Felguard along the path ahead. I kept my distance from them earlier, but now fuck that. Let's go. Hey! Oh, I can't attack him, no. So, Blood Boil spreads diseases. Good to know. Always good to know that. Yeah, so I have 6 charges of Bone Shield now. So, we'll definitely be making some sort of add-on adjustments. Also, drinking that Death Strike animation so much better. So, we'll have some Tell Me When here. Because I think, actually, at least in stuff where you're not getting hammered, and Bone Shield's not being consumed super fast, we'll probably be just trying to maintain it. Can you see it ticking down? 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Here we go. So if I just cast 1 now, that refreshes it to 30 seconds. And after that, I'm just going to use Heart Strikes. Or Blood Strikes. Yeah, look at the new Death Strike. Get another one. What is this? The more of your foolish mortals in my realm. Yeah, that's me. Let's refresh the bone shields. Ah, with 2 mobs, I can see my bone shield is definitely being consumed much more quickly. That's cool. It's still slow as balls, though. Fuck me, this spec is so slow. This is one of the reasons that, although Blood Decay was definitely on my radar of a spec I might play in the future, I just can't, man. It's too slow for me. Loving the animation on that. Look at the way the sword's working. So you got Heart Strike, which seems to come up from the bottom right and then sweep upwards, and then Marrow Rend goes the other way. And Death Strike is like a literal jump in the air. Right, search the Legion camp, okay. Death's Caress, stroke the balls. Refresh the Bone Shield. Death Strike our way down. Let's see if we can pull some more. Did you hear that? I think something in that building up ahead. Let's check it out, okay. Refresh the Bone Shield. Well, if it isn't Margrave's protege, Dagnar! Dagnar, bro, what's happening? Spare me your gentle words, Silva. I've not had my final death yet. These bloody demons are going to learn a new meaning of suffering when I get free. That beast called Zalinor carries the keystone that unlocks these bindings. Set me free and I'll help you. Oh, cool, we're getting a group together. Nice. Dwarfs protecting dwarfs, mate. Right, let's see if we can pull everything. Of course, DK's still drastically lacking mobility. Which doesn't help with the fact that they naturally feel quite slow. Death Caress for you. Ah, cool, and a boss mob. Let's pull all the things. Alright, let's get a Bone Shield sticking. Full runic, let's get some Death Strikes. Nice, Bone Storm! I'm looking forward to this, you ready? Bone Storm! Bone Jade Wind! Okay, the animation's not in yet. That's Bone Storm, but it just does Russian Jade Wind for now. Which is fine. Yeah, my Bone Shield's being chopped up in here, look at this. In the AoE scenario, Bone Shield getting stomped through, big time. So this is where, I mean, AoE could be where the interesting decisions are made. Are you going to Bone Shield here, or what? There's the keystone. Let's kill these first. Because the more AoE, the more mobs attack you, or the faster, especially against fast-hitting mobs. I wonder if Blood DKs, even with this system, would be really overpowered against fast-hitting bosses. Finding the keystone is let's head it back. Because the faster they hit, the more bone shields will be consumed, and you're just always going to be reducing that damage for the most part. Obviously, we don't have Empower Rune Weapon, though, so we can't do some, like, real cheese there. But so far, it's okay. Alright, I got you, bro. Let's go, Dwarf Man. Yeah! Dwarf Party! Let's dance. No? No dancing? We don't have much time. They took Margrave to the Citadel. We're going to have to break in there to get him out. Travel to the Citadel and assist Baron Silva as he disables its barrier. Cool. Where is it? Up here? Yep. If we see mobs, that's where it is. What? Slaying the demon is our first priority. Come. We've been wasting enough time with this blathering. Blast you, Silver. Fine, I'll help you. But I'll rescue Margrave first chance I get. Yeah, priorities, bro. Oh, I can't AMS it. Stone Form! Come here. Bone Storm! I can't wait till that animation's in it. You know it's going to be cool. Right? It's got to be cool. I'm liking this system of picking and choosing what you're going to do. With Bloodstrike and Marrow Rend, I am liking that from a mitigation standpoint. That's really cool. That is a good amount of choice to be made. Choice is always important as a tank. Right, we have 9 Bone Shield charges, so we'll go into Heart Strike, Death Strike mode. Or Blood Strike. I'm going to get those names confused all the time. So if I say Heart Strike, I mean Blood Strike. Now down to 5. So let's refresh. Oh, cool. I'm not noticing Crimson Scourge proccing. Maybe it's not working yet. Entirely possible. Bone Storm! Yeah, buddy. I mean, for all intents and purposes... Oh. Bone Storm is, in fact, Rushing Jade Wind. Foolish mortals. So be it. The prisoner is useless to me anyway. And his blood is weak and stale. Ew. Continue on. Search within the Citadel for Margrave. Okay. I mean, honestly, it still feels like I'm doing rather lame DPS in here, but this feels much better than the Pro Warrior one, for sure. And I almost like that the tanks are on rescue missions. It's something I hadn't thought about before, but the tanks being on rescue missions, I really quite like. Oh, it's nice to see Blood Boil does refresh Blood Plague. Oh, it did on my main target. Interesting. Yeah, it does. You might need to throw in an odd Blood Strike just to refresh Blood Plague there, because Blood Plague is providing passive healing as well. Well, there he is, Margrave. Caress the nuts. Bone Shield on. 2 stacks seems enough. I'm getting a feel for how many I want against per mob. Well played, Blizz. Run, you fools! The demon is near. Couldn't give a shit, dude. There's that weapon. I need that. Gimme. Yeah, I'm getting a feel for each mob, how many Bone Shield charges I want for this mob, and then focusing into Death Strikes. I like that. That's what it's all about as a tank, is knowing your enemy, and this is giving me that feeling. Dancing Rune weapon on. Like for him, I've got to do 2 stacks, then I've got a Death Strike, and then I've got to generate some more Runic for some more Death Strikes. Yeah, I've got 10 stacks of Bone Shield now. So this is a slow-hitting mob. So with a slow-hitting mob, I can make decisions like, okay, I can be more Death Strike-centric here. I mean, he can't do any damage to me anyway. Let's use Vampiric Blood, see if it does anything. Vampiric Blood just repests my runes. What? It doesn't say it does that. Whoa, how much healing is that doing? What the fuck? Oh, it's run out. Don't kill this thing. Please don't kill this thing. For another 3 minutes. Yeah, that's not going to happen. We'll do it somewhere else. Bone Storm. Now, my Bone Shield ran out there. That was purely because I let it drop because I was focused on the other thing. I'm pretty sure my Death Strike just healed me for like 2.5 million. I'm sure I saw that number flash across the... I only noticed it because... 185... Your Bloodworm healed you? Is that 1.8 trillion? Or 18 billion? Holy shit. Something's broken there. That's not right, obviously. Anyway, let's just assume that's an alpha bug. The more of the damned is mine! Victory! Oh, aye! That looks cool. More of the damned, baby. Well, that was a very short run, but that's cool. It made the point. The Lich King awaits. Oh, so we're going to go get the mark again. So I'll play this for, in case you are just looking at the tank one. This is exactly the same as it happens for the Unholy and Frost, by the way, if you've not checked.
You have done well. Ascend to my throne and where the weak showed mercy, you did not hesitate to strike. Where the unworthy were vanquished, you have conquered. I now mark you with my sigil. Let all recognize you as the enforcer of my will. As we speak, the Ebon Blade is en route to the Broken Isles to hunt for the Dread Lords.
Right then. So now we'll get all celebrated and we'll get our Darien follower. Which is all fine. I wonder who's going to greet us this time. Because it's always... Yeah, it's Lord Thorval. Here comes my former student, Bram Denigan. Death Knight Incarnate. Oh, is that my name? Bram Denigan. One day I'll like to hear about the techniques you've learned in the field. Yeah, no worries, bruv. I'll tell you all about it.
We know much.
And everyone's going to celebrate me! Dwarf Man! It's time you have a position fitting for your accomplishments. Knights of the Ebon Blade gather around as we honor One of our own. Before us this day stands our brother-in-arms, Bram Denigan. You have all heard of his legend, of the many battles fought and trials overcome at great cost. His deeds are exemplary of the Ebon Blade indeed. He has shown to be one of the best of us and is worthy of our highest honour. By the will of the Lich King and my authority as High Lord, Bram Denigan, wielder of the Maw of the Damned, will now and forever be the High Lord. You will now bow to him as you once did to me and carry out his will against the Legion. Yes, indeed. So let's unlock our artifact and see what our new ability is.
For us, there is no peace, no rest.
Gracias. Yep, downstairs we go. So let's see what our new ability is. Let's see if we can cast it on the training dummies. I would like to use the tanking training dummy, but I believe it is it's the boss level of 110, so it would kill me rather quickly, so we won't do that. Yep, advanced rune carving. If you're not sure, a lot of people ask me this, rune forging is not in the game currently. The quest that you unlock rune forging isn't ticked as being done for the pre-made characters. Consumption. Focus dark power into a strike that deals 45,000 physical damage. Heals you for 100% of all damage taken in the last 12 seconds. If you're below 35% health when this is cast, all runic power is consumed, increasing the potency of the healing effect. So, that almost feels like a very buffed old Death Strike, really. Even though the current one still works similar. But what I'm saying is you'll take some massive hit from a boss, pop Consumption, and just laugh in its face. Now, does that turn into a shield? It heals you. Does it turn into a blood shield? Which could be very overpowered, I suppose. So that's okay. Our other abilities are Unending Thirst, which is not yet in the game. When your blood shield expires, deal damage equal to half your missing health to your enemy target. If you gain health equal to the damage you deal. Okay. Umbilicus Eternus. When you vampiric blood, each target with blood plague begins to bleed into a sphere. After your vampiric blood expires, the spheres congeal into a shield surround. Oh, that's nice. Which reduces damage by 20% and absorbs 5 times as much as was dealt. That's cool. And Skeletal Shattering. Your bone shield now has a chance equal to your crit strike chance to prevent 50% damage on hit. Alright. Well, that's just obviously where we're going to focus our abilities then. So, let's try, just see if we can see the animation on Consumption. Finish this for future usage. Should we come back and do a dungeon on this character? So, I mean, obviously this ability, we know what it does. It's just going to heal you for damage taken. Oh, it looks quite cool, actually. It's a nice big leap in the air. It's the same as Death Strike. Let's just generate some runic. Yeah, it's the same as Death Strike for now. So maybe I'll get its own animation in the future, but as it stands, it's the new Death Strike animation. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the Blood DK. I'm liking where this might be going. I'm hoping it speeds up a little bit, but I say that about every time I play the Blood DK as of the last couple of expansions. But so far, there's some good choices here for tanks to learn, importantly learn, what their bosses do, how they attack you, and what the trash does, and all that kind of good stuff, which I absolutely adore. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blood DK, please check the end of the video for other specs you might enjoy, and I'll be back with the quick looks soonish. Bye-bye.